Another £50 billion into the economy. The Monetary Policy Committee said that so-called quantitative easing is still needed because the recession is deeper than predicted and the recovery could be weaker than hoped. Our consumer editor, Chris Choi, has been examining the figures.
The economy has already had £125 billion pumped into it. Today, a further £50 billion was injected. The amount has now exceeded the £150 billion set aside by the Chancellor. So, is quantitative easing working? Out in the real world, the answer is no. This Birmingham factory is in the motor trade, which today reported a 2.4% sales rise for last month. Yet here, they're on a 3-day week and don't think the Bank of England is helping.
We would hope the government would bring in short-time working assistance, but they haven't seen the way to do that, and we're very disappointed at that, and the staff have had to take the burden of short-time working.
It's appropriate that the cleaners are here at the Bank of England today because many people believe that inside they're throwing away an awful lot. In fact, £175 billion, and they're doing it for one reason. They're frightened. But of what? We know they saw this chart showing money supply. By injecting billions, they hope to see the spike upwards. Instead, it's plummeted, indicating their policy isn't working. In fact, there's been a £14.7 billion drop in lending to business in 3 months.
The economy is improving, it's at the bottom, but it remains incredibly brittle. And the banking sector needs the injection of another £50 billion worth of facilities of buying bonds, which the Bank of England will provide, taking it up to £175 billion.
But many don't think it will work. The economist credited with first coming up with the concept of quantitative easing told News at 10 the bank may as well throw the money into a black hole.
What we're now seeing is just small attempts at plugging this massive hole. In fact, it's a flood of problems hitting us. And so I think it's going to be quite costly for the UK economy.
Meanwhile, back at the bank, they know what's coming tomorrow. Grim new bankruptcy figures. Another reason perhaps for today's action. Drastic we know, decisive they hope. Chris Choi, News at 10.
And against that economic backdrop, ITV revealed today that it lost £105 million in the first 6 months of the year. The broadcaster has been hit by a record